Good morning, everyone, and welcome to chapel for Friday at the end of the first week of the summer term. I hope you've all enjoyed, as I have, a fantastic first week back. It's been great to see friends and be back into old routines and to get outside in the sunshine. We've been blessed with a lovely week's of weather for our first week back. We've had a very happy week. Of course, the country was tinged with some sadness at the weekend with the death of the Duke of Edinburgh. And indeed, as we get to the end of our first week, the weekend holds his funeral, and undoubtedly people across the country will be watching the scenes from Windsor Castle as his family gather together to mark his life and pay tribute to him. His is a remarkable life. He was born in 1921, and his early life, as you may have heard, was incredibly difficult. Whilst he was born into the Greek royal family, and members of his family were part of other royal groups across Europe. Indeed, his sisters married into German royalty, and he had aunts and uncles who were noble and connected across the royal families of Europe. In fact, his young life was not a particularly happy one. His mother was desperately unhappy, having had to leave Greece, and he grew up distant to his parents and most of his family, and found quite a lot of happiness by going to boarding school in Scotland. As you may know, he was a pupil at Gordonston School up near Elgin, in the north of Scotland. And there he found great success as an athlete and as living an outdoor life that he really enjoyed. And this influenced his life going forward, such that when he left school, he joined the Royal Navy, served throughout the Second World War with considerable distinction, earning honours for his bravery and his quick-wittedness in saving other people's lives. And at the end of the Second World War, famously met Princess Elizabeth, and in 1947 they were married and started their own family. In 1952, Elizabeth's own father died, and she became the Queen. And from that point on, Prince Philip, who had on his marriage been given the title the Duke of Edinburgh, making him someone perhaps special in our hearts where we live, he then devoted himself to a life of service, looking after the Queen, but also attending to matters across Britain and the whole world. He was famous as being somebody who enjoyed serving others, looking after others. He didn't pay much attention to himself, we're told, and he was always keen to see other people do well. Indeed, he was particularly enthusiastic and committed to the lives of children and young people, always interested to talk to them, and as you may know, putting his name to the Duke of Edinburgh Awards scheme that encouraged young people to enjoy the outdoors and to follow his example of service. So, at the end of nearly 74 years of marriage, nearly 100 years of life, there must be considerable sadness for the Queen and for her family this weekend as they come to mark their husband, their father, their grandfather's, even their great-grandfather's life. But perhaps a funeral is not always necessarily such a sad occasion. It is a time when a family can come together, and it's a time sometimes to remark upon and remember a life well lived, to celebrate that life. And that's exactly what I think everyone will be doing with Prince Philip this weekend. When I'm reading a newspaper, I have to say that I will often turn to the middle pages, to the obituaries, which will describe the lives of famous people. And those can be incredibly uplifting as we celebrate just what they've achieved in their lives. with those thoughts in mind, with thoughts for the Queen and the royal family this weekend, we say a prayer in honour of Prince Philip. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care.
Dear Lord, bless our Queen and her family. We give thanks for the life of Prince Philip, a life of service and devotion. Thank you for their faith and trust in you, which has helped them to steer us through difficult times. Help us to remember those who have lost a member of their family or mark the anniversary of that loss. Help them to see that they are not alone. Amen. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.